So we are officially live. We are officially live on IG and on YouTube. Yep, officially live now. And so there we go. I think that'll be fine. I don't always like to have it at the same exact angle every time. But anywho, we're going to go ahead and dive in. This is Diva Styles TV, and this is Respect the Business. We're talking about Respect the Business on Diva Styles TV. And today's topic, so I'm Tosh, and we're going to go ahead and dive into our second segment of the night. And that is going to be about protective styles, as the topic above you says. That's for YouTube and IG. And so before we talked about rejuvenating before the new year, right? Just how are we going to lay that out? How is that going to look for us personally? How is it going to look for us professionally, financially, what have you? How we're going to set our business up. This is for beauty professionals. This can apply to any business. I don't care if you're an accountant, a lawyer, whatever, but we're talking about beauty professionals. So that includes, as I've said before, nail techs, lash techs, cosmetologists, barbers, the whole gambit. We're just encompassing everything into one category: beauty professionals, beauty industry, right? So that's what we're talking about right now in each segment, actually. And so again, the purpose of Respect the Business on Diva Styles TV, the purpose of Respect the Business is to bridge the gap between the beauty professional and the public, right? And the reason why I say the public and not the customer sometimes is because if the public doesn't understand our business, okay? If the public doesn't understand our business, if they don't understand where we're coming from, they're going to be less likely to book with us. And so we want them to, my assistant keeps getting missing. I think she's watching television, but I'm going to try to, here we go. I think I got it. Because my computer is telling me that I have like 6% remaining, and I don't think I'm going to make that. So we're hoping that we're going to be able to stay on for the whole time, not get cut off on YouTube. But this is why I have an assistant, but of course they get missed. So let's see. That hopefully will hold us over for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. And so, yes, so the purpose of Respect the Business platform is to bridge the gap between the beauty professional and the public, right? And so once the public understands where we're coming from as a beauty professional, again, that encompasses so many different things, groomers and all, grooming professionals and all. Then once they understand that, then they say, oh, that's why they do that. Oh, that's why they do this. Oh, that's why that is important. Oh, that's what this means. And now they're more apt to become a customer. Right. So now they feel comfortable with you. They feel comfortable with our industry to say, oh, okay, so I've been checking her out. I like what she does. I like her energy. I like her whatever. I like her style. She, I think we would gel together, professionally. And so, hey, let me book an appointment. So now they book an appointment. And I'm a fast talker. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I wasn't always in the South. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I consider myself a Southern girl, but yeah, I wasn't always in the South. So I'm sorry if I talk too fast for you. Sorry. But anyway, if you missed something, go back and listen to it. We got to keep it moving. I got a family to get to also. And I want to get to my tub and my bed and get ready for tomorrow. And there's just so many other things to do. So, but once they become a customer, so now they just were in the public, they were just out there wallowing around trying to figure out who to settle down with, who they felt comfortable spending their money with, building a relationship with, trying out rather, before you even get to building the relationship, you're just trying each other out. So then they say, okay, boom, I like this person. We gelled so well. I like the way she does things or he does things or whatever. So now they become a customer, of course, and then they become a client. So they went from the public to becoming a customer to becoming a client, right? So now at this point, you built a rapport of some sort. And then you build this long lasting relationship until that person was away or what have you. And so, and then hopefully along the lines, along that relationship, they are now sending people your way. People are saying, "Oh, I like your hair." Or, "Oh, who does your da 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 da?" Or, "I notice your curls are always pretty." Or, "Your silk press always is laid. Your hair seems like it's trained. I can't get mine to get trained. How do you train your hair?" "Oh, my stylist does it. Go to so and so." "Oh, where are they located?" Boom. So now, and some people, I will say, don't feel comfortable sharing their stylist with other people because they don't want to necessarily see them at the salon. Even if they're cool with them, they want to just have that time. They want to have their stylist to themselves, and they want to keep them to themselves. I'm not sure why this tends to dim. I'm not sure, like the lighting just went down, but hopefully it stays consistent when I do the playback. I don't know. Hopefully it's consistent for y'all. So, I see that it's telling people still that we're on, but honey, we're moving on. We're moving on. The topic is up there. We're on Respect the Business. We got to move on. People can catch up when they catch up. I'm just here to put the information out there. I'm here to broach the topic, rather. That is my job. I'm broaching the topic, and I am tasking you all, the public, with expounding upon that, if you will, of whether that means asking additional questions to get further clarification, whether that means you assisting with clarifying for someone else, or whatever that may be. If you're a beauty professional, if you can chime in and give your expertise. I don't know everything, but I've been in this industry for long enough that I feel comfortable that I can offer assistance to those who want assistance or need help understanding something further. And I'm from the school that if I don't understand something or if I don't know something, I am more than willing to get the information for you so that you are better equipped to do whatever you need to do in whatever your endeavor is. So if your endeavor is to get a sew-in, or whether you want to go to cosmetology school, or whether you're trying to find a salon home, or whether you're trying to build a clientele, or whether you're trying to figure out how to take time out, whatever those things are, I want to be able to help you with those tools to do that and to become a better person in the industry, professionally and personally. So, but right now, this is a container, right? So Respect the Business is like a container. And right now I'm putting topics in. So we're this might be episode 19 or 20. I'm putting topics in. And I think we have two more topics, segments that I didn't post on IG, but they are on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube and go to live video, Diva Styles TV, that's D''VA Styles is STYLES, 2 words, and go to live. It's going to show you all of the Respect the Business segments. And I don't have these cute little filters on IG though. I'm cute, but this is extra cute. So, but you're going to see all the information. So that's our container. So Respect the Business is your container. It's like your little pot, or your hat rather. And then I'm putting all of these topics into the hat. I'm putting all these topics, and then we're going to pull topics out along the way, and we're going to revisit them, and we're going to expound upon them. So I want you to go back onto IG here. Once this is over, I want you to go back onto YouTube. I want you to go back to the previous topics, and I want you to comment on them, like them, share them, do all of those great things so that we can keep the conversation going, bring other people into the conversation, right? And we can all learn along the way. And if there's something that you don't know, then we can help you learn what that it means and what those things are and why those protocols are, and why that protocol or whatever is in place, or those guidelines. So with that being said, that was a lot. Protective styles. That is the topic for this particular segment. I don't want to make this long. I want to keep it as short as possible. And I am running out of water, and I am thirsty, honey. I'm thirsty. You know what? Ooh, I have some chocolates. But I think instead I'm going to have a nice little throat lozenge because, honey, I'm talking. So protective styles. Let's just dive in, right? I don't have any rhyme or reason into how I'm going to go into this. So what am I going to, I want to talk about, let's say, because I had someone just yesterday and they were talking about protective styles. They don't really wear protective styles like that. So I was trying to dissect that subject for them, which is kind of like the inspiration for today. And so, sorry if this is in my mouth, guys, but I need something and I don't feel like getting up to go get water. And like I told y'all, my assistant is MIA. If I click on my cameras, she's down and watching television again. So let's start with let's just start with sew-ins. Let's just start there because I think she and I were talking about sew-ins. And I think she wanted to get like a closure. She doesn't want a frontal. She doesn't want a glue. She just wants a closure sew-in. I asked her, so do you want to leave out? Do you want a closure? Like, what does this look like? So she wants a closure. Okay. So people want to leave out because they want it to look more realistic. But in this particular case, so let's just talk about a closure sew-in. So what is a closure? And if I thought this through better and I would have had the closure with me. A closure, let's just say, is like, I always say like a horseshoe. So it's a piece of lace, that's like a horseshoe, maybe a 4x4 or 5x5 or however. And so it's meant to cover up like wherever you would have had your leave out for your sew-in to cover your tracks, right? So your tracks have been laid. And normally you'd have like a leave out that would cover all that beautifully, seamlessly. But because people were kind of like burning out their hair or the hair wasn't matching properly with the extensions, the real hair wasn't matching with the extensions, then the closures were created and the frontals. So a closure is more like almost like a horseshoe, and it comes around and then you place it wherever you want to have it placed, and then you have the other hair meet up to wherever that is. And I'm sure if you've seen this YouTube, you've seen this done, you've seen IG, TikTok, but somehow people still don't know. I'm like, wow. Frontal. A frontal is going to cover from ear to ear. It's a piece of lace again, but it's a longer strip of hair, and it has individual knots also, just like the closure, but individual knots of hair. And so that is meant to give the illusion of, so your hair will match with the extensions, and it's a seamless look. You don't have to worry about wearing your hair out. Hope I explained that properly or to your understanding. We're still being concise. And so then you have, crochet styles, and you have, which is kind of hard to explain. You have your hair braided down, you have a tool, you take the crochet hair, which is a particular type of hair, and that you get in a supply store or online, and then you loop the hair with the tool through the braid, underneath the braid or on the braid, and then you knot it up or loop it and tie it off. And then you just do that all the way up throughout the head until you create a full look. And there's just so many types of crochet styles out there. You would just have to have a picture of your style that you're talking about and speak to your stylist about it. And then typically, if you go to the store, the proprietor or someone that works there can usually direct you to wear that type of hair or to get that style, the type of hair you would need to get that style. But always consult with the professional, with the beauty professional you plan on going to see if there's a particular hair that they desire you to have, that they prefer. For instance, I think it's on my, hopefully it's on my booking calendar, my booking site. No butterfly locks. No butterfly locks. The beautiful hair, sometimes it looks a little too messy depending on the brand. But oh my gosh, it is so difficult to get that loop open. Whomever is like creating that hair does not understand they are not creating or leaving enough of a loop to feed the hair back through, right? So no, don't bring that to me. I'm not fighting with it. We're not sitting here trying to pry the hair open. It's flimsy. I don't like it. I feel like it's just causing extra, weight on the hair. I don't like them. I've had a client say, oh, Tosh, you're getting the hang of it. Can I bring this hair back to you? Do not ever. This has happened to me 2, if not 3 times. Do not bring me any butterfly lock hair, crochet hair. I don't want to see it. So, like I said, you have sew-ins. You have closure sew-ins. You have the frontal sew-ins. You have the traditional sew-ins with the leave out. The question I get a lot of times with protective styles, like crochet, what else is another one? What's another protective style? Oh, your faux locks, right? You also have other things like, what else do you have? What other protective styles do people love to get other than the crochet, the sew-ins, the wig installs? Hi, how are you doing? Good to see you. Comment where you're from. We're talking about protective styles. So if you're a beauty professional or if you're just, tuning in just to chime in and give some thoughts, that would be great as well. But one question that I always get, no matter what the style is, is how long to leave them in for, how long to leave the protective style in. And there's not really a correct way to answer that because everyone is different. And so, you have some people who are like, I'm getting all my money out of this style. And we're on YouTube and on IG, so forgive me for looking back and forth. I'm going to get all of my money out. I want to get my full investment. I'm leaving this in for 2 months. And that might work for them. 3 months is pushing it. That's way too far. I've seen people do great work on social media and their clients are leaving it in for 3 months. I think that is just absolutely excessive. So I would say 2 months is pushing it, but I can understand why. I will say and I encourage my clients, because I am a cosmetologist first, which means we are about the health of the scalp and the hair. I will say that you want to get your hair shampooed at least every couple of weeks, right? So that way you're coming back in for a protective style. Let's say it's a crochet style and you're like, or I have a particular client who doesn't want me to touch her scalp. She thinks it's going to make her braids poof, which is going to make her style poof. So she's like, oh, can you just maintenance my hair? Not my judge, but I respect it. It's her hair. It's her investment. So in that case, I at least want to take my stimulating scalp spray, which I wish I had it on me right now. It's over here somewhere. But my stimulating scalp spray, which is also an antiseptic or a pre-shampoo type of treatment. And then we can go on with a damp cloth or damp towel and kind of cleanse that scalp, right? Because she doesn't want to get the full shampoo treatment that I would offer for a maintenance visit when you're coming to get your sew-in or something maintained. Now, for those of you who are like wondering, can I shampoo a crochet style? You can, especially if it's more like a twist style or something. Those are usually more in there. I'm more reluctant to say to someone to shampoo a loose crochet style, like the wavy kind, definitely not the curly kind. I'm not even a big fan of curly crochet hair, but the wavy kind, that's nice. I don't care for the straight. Sorry, I'm have this in my mouth. I hate when people eat on live, but I'm out of water and my assistant is MIA. I'm sure she's in my other suite watching television. That's what I found on the camera when I went to go tell her to bring my charger from the previous segment. So, matter of fact, let me crunch this because me and talking and eating don't go together. If my girl Wendy were on here, she would tell you that. We used to be at the cosmetology school together. We worked in admissions and she would have me cracking up in her office. But me trying to eat or snack on something and laugh and talk, it's a recipe for a paramedic. I don't want a paramedic, especially not on live. And so this is actually pretty exciting because I do not go live for Respect the Business. Like, this is my first time doing it. Normally I will record the video, repost it when I get around to it, which I'm 2 episodes behind already, but everything is live and up and going on YouTube. So you can go to Diva Styles TV on YouTube and go to Respect the Business, or just go to Diva Styles TV and hit the live segment, the section, and it'll take you right to it. But anyway, crochet style. So I don't really recommend loose crochet styles being shampooed because it can get extremely tangly. I don't know I could probably do it. I'm sure I can. I've done it before. Now that I think about it, I just care not to. It's not something I want to do. I don't want it to risk the hair getting tangly, matting, knotting. Now what do we do? Now I got to send you back to the store to go get some more hair so we can do this again? No. So, but I'm definitely for the health and the cleanliness of the scalp. So I would say definitely you want to shampoo your hair after 2 weeks if possible. I know that's, far-fetched, but in certain instances, but at least use your shampoo, your antiseptic to get to the buildup in the oils and the dirt and the whatever off the hair. What's another protective style? So faux locks. I'm not a fan of faux locks unless they're done differently now. But the whole wrapping of the hair and all that stuff is too much. The wrapping, the braid is too much. And it really weighs down on the hair. Now, I think there are some ways where you can do it in a safer way to where it's not so heavy. But generally speaking, that's not my area. That's not my zhuzh. That's not my zhuzh. That's not my ministry. So, but again, we're opening up the dialogue about different topics pertaining to the beauty industry, right? And so therefore we can, you all, the public, or the beauty professionals, can chime in and offer your expertise, ask more questions, maybe offer some experiences that you have that we can unpack, right? But my only goal right now is to broach the subject on the Respect the Business platform. Okay. So as we wrap up, so we talked about different types of crochet of protective styles. We talked about different types of protective styles. We talked about sew-ins. We talked about crochet. The length and all of that stuff is up to you. I think a lot of times when people think sew-in or crochet, they feel like, oh my gosh, it has to be long. It has to be to my butt. It's going to be down my back. It doesn't have to be. It's wherever you're comfortable with, right? People come into the boutique, into Gigi 28 or Golden Goddess 28 boutique, and they're like, oh yeah, but I don't want anything too long. Now, I don't have extra short styles, but if you're talking about, you can always buy it at like a 12 or 14 inch, 12 inches. And then you can always have it cut to a cute bob or shoulder length or whatever fits your face. And so, yeah, they're so versatile. There's not a one size fits all. Everything can be customized, whether it's the color, whether it's the cut, whether it's the style. It can all be customized. And that's what we need to keep in mind. And I think a lot of times when I'm listening to new people and when I'm doing, they finish their client card and they've read over the guidelines and maybe they've done their COVID waiver, if that's being implemented at the time, which it has been up until recently. And then I do like their client card, their additional client card. When I'm talking to people, new customers, that is, it's just weird on here because, like I said, the light is dim. And so I'm like, it just looks weird. I don't know. It's not as crisp and clear as it is in the beginning. And so when I'm talking with them, it's as if they just were so lost. They were so lost as to when it came to finding someone to, oh, I knew that name looked familiar. Oh, hi. Hi, Miss Yolanda. And I'm Tosh, because we've not ever been introduced if you're still even on here. But yeah, so they just seemed like it was just such a struggle to find someone that they could be serviced by, that they could resonate with, that could, build a relationship with or what have you. And like, I just want us to be able to give people the words, give them the verbiage, give them the courage to approach us, right? Because for me to have been in this industry this long and to hear people say, oh, I haven't been able to find anyone. Like, to me, that's mind-boggling. All the stylists in this city and you've not been able to, in surrounding areas, and you've not been able to find anyone that you resonated with. They're like, oh yeah, you're going to be my new stylist. Da, 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 da. It almost makes you want to say, do you say that to everyone? Because then it's like, you don't see them for like a month. You don't see them for like weeks. You don't see them for like months or whatever. And it's like, do you say that to everybody? Or, one thing we could do as beauty professionals is say, hey, really enjoyed having you, blah, 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 whatever. I'm just thinking off the dome. You can tweak it to however is comfortable for you. Just want to invite you to come back out for and whatever, a treatment, or we're offering whatever you want to do. And so, because people forget, people get busy, maybe they feel like, oh my gosh, I did tell that person I was going to come back out to them. I did tell that person, that beauty professional or that barber or whatever, that nail tech, that I was going to rebook with them in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And I never did. I forgot. I got so busy with school, with work, with kids, with hubby, with, business trips or whatever. I forgot, and it got away from me, and I don't want them to, judge me. So they just go to somebody else. So, and this is to me too, because I don't reach out. I'm being transparent. I don't reach out, and I should. I really should. But the way I look at it, I don't want anybody ever to feel like I don't want anybody to ever feel like I am like, beating them over the head to come into the salon, right? But at the same time, hey, we get bombarded all day long from all the places that we shop, telling us, encouraging us to come back, trying to sell us something, telling us about some sale, some upcoming sale, whatever the case may be, some subscription, some new TV show. We get bombarded all day long. So why? Tell me why. Oh, wow. Okay, let me stop. Why can't we feel comfortable, or why don't we feel comfortable as beauty professionals reaching out to people and saying, hey, I enjoyed you. Hey, look forward to seeing you again. Whatever. And that's something I usually tell people at the end of their service. Hey, look forward to seeing you. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to come back to you. I'm like, look forward to seeing you again. And it's honest. And then you may or you may not. Or maybe there's somebody who just never came to the salon on a regular basis anyway, which I do run into that a lot, which is why the services a lot of times take so long, because they haven't been to the freaking salon in a year. They haven't been to anybody in 4 years, 2 years, 6 years, 6 months. And so it's a process, right, to get that hair to a respectable situation to walk out the door, right? To get the ends together, to get it hydrated. You can't walk out looking dull and lifeless and the ends look crazy, No. When you leave, I need to know that I covered all of these bases, that I'm setting your hair up for success. I'm setting you up for success, right? Okay. So as we wrap this up, we are now at about 26 minutes and change. I try to keep this between 20, 30 minutes at tops. I used to say 15, but that ain't happening. So before we talked about rejuvenating before the new year, this topic for this segment was protective styles and what that looks like and how long we should keep them in. And so to come back to that, though, it's like I said before, it's really hard, and it's kind of like a case by case basis, because I have some clients over the years that they cannot keep a sew-in in or a protective style for no daggone 2 months. Some of them can barely keep it in for 6 weeks. And I say that because if you know anything about protective styles, and I know we're trying to educate those who do not, and I would love to hear your comments on this. Comment where you're from, the city that you're from. Are you a professional? Are you just someone? Are you just a customer or a potential customer or a part of the public that's just listening and maybe getting some information that you can now process before you go and make your appointment with whomever you choose? And so it could be, there's sometimes people, I'm like, no, you can't even leave this in no longer than 4 weeks. 5 weeks is pushing it. Because what happens is when you get braids or any type of protective style, there's so much dead hair, right? There's so much hair that didn't get a chance to shed. So it was hair that was supposed to shed. We're supposed to lose about 80 to 100 strands of hair per day, which sounds astronomical, but that's what they tell us. That's what we learned in school. That's what the textbooks say. That's what the experts say. So we're supposed to lose about 80 to 100 strands of hair per day. So think about that. Now you've kept that sew in, that crochet style, the braids in, the wig in for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. Ooh. Think how much hair was not combed out. Think how much hair had no opportunity to shed. So now all of that hair is now stuck in those braids or whatever the case may be. And now where did it go? It's just stuck. So now it's time to shampoo. I had a young man that did that the other day. I don't do guys, by the way. I don't service men. So do not reach out to me. Now young people, young men, like teenagers and stuff will be able to come to me because I will be offering facial for anti-acne, basically. So we're going to be targeting acne especially for young adults and teens. And so for that reason, I will service teenagers. But if we're not coming 3 and 4 guys deep, we ain't doing all of that. You come by yourself or come with a parent, but we're not coming in with your friends. I'm not doing that. I'm not babysitting. I'm not telling y'all to stop cussing. I'm not doing any of those things. So do not come in with an entourage. You will get turned away. Boom. Moving on. So, he came in and I could already tell. I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, I don't do walk-ins personally, typically, unless that's something that I'm advertising for that particular day. I normally like to keep my clients in a specific slot. Unless I have openings, then I'm willing to take walk-ins or call-ins. So feel free to text me and see if there's availability. If I can get you in, so be it. A guy stops through. Oh, hey, can I get shampoo? Can you shampoo me? I'm like, I don't service guys, and I'm leaving after this client. I was in the middle of sewing her silk press. So he moves on. I heard a female outside the door, but whatever. I didn't know who it was. I didn't ask any questions. I'm just paying attention to my surroundings. So then, I can hear he's probably asking other people. I move on with my client. We got things to do. So then I think the mom comes back in later on. I am so tired. She comes back in and she's like, hey, could you please, like, I'm like, I said, who are you? I said, who might you be? And she told me she was the mom, da, 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 da. And she somehow she was tired and she'd been driving from whatever. So I said, just tell him to come on. Tell him to come on. I said, I got to finish with this lady, but I'll get him in X amount of time. I was ready to go after this client. He gets in the chair. When I tell you, it was the most aggravating situation. His hair had locked up at the ends, especially, but even in the mid shaft of the hair. So if his hair is this long, it was like balls up. It was like knotted up and dreaded at the ends, and then it was like matted in the center in some places. It was a mess, and I figured out what had happened, but I was just waiting on him to tell me. So what happened was he took down some braids, twists, whatever he had done previously, and then he just shampooed his hair in the shower. What can you talk about a mess? I mean, I literally went and got my scissors. I was like, I'm about to cut this mess. But then I was like, I try my best to work through it and I do a good job at it. But I'm pulling and I'm combing, I'm pulling. Now, this is with water and conditioner. He's apologizing. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm like, see, this is exactly why I don't do walk-ins. It's always more than you bargained for. So I figured it out. I got it done. It was so much work. Like he should have gotten charged twice the amount of money that I charged him, but I didn't hit him over the head. And so anywho, my point is he did not comb out the dead hair. All of that hair that was supposed to shed, and you may have a different term for it. This is just what I know it to be called. All of that hair that didn't get combed out is what bunched up, is what packed in there, what dreaded up, what locked up on him, and now ultimately caused me a whole bunch of stress. So for that reason, you do not want to leave your protective style in whatever you choose in for too long, because at some point you will be hustling backwards. You will be losing way more hair than you gained. You're trying to get thickness, length, all of these things. And you are now getting all this hair yanked out. It's, in my opinion, the hair that was the dead hair is now clutching on, is wrapping around the hair that's the healthy hair, and now we're yanking it all out the head at the same time. So now you have all this breakage throughout the hair because, so some people might say, well, hey, that's a prime example of why you don't get protective styles at all. Prime example. I don't agree with that. Actually, I became 100% natural by accident because of protective styles. I was that girl who said, I am never getting I'm not getting no weave. I don't need no extensions. Always had a thick head of hair. Always had a decent length of hair. I'm like, I don't need no daggone weave. When I tell you about how convenient it is, and like even right now, like this, I have to take my hair underneath down, but I literally have twists in my hair. Like I don't even have it braided down, which is why it's not as super flat as it could be, because I don't have it braided down. So I literally was wearing my hair in its natural state. I ended up like shampooing it again, twisting it up individually, and then kind of like braiding it down in the twist. And then I've been wearing my unit, and I can just take it off at night and let my hair breathe. And I think that is a huge component to wearing protective styles, letting the hair breathe from time to time. If it's a wig unit, if you can take it off at nighttime and let your hair breathe, put your stimulating spray, your castor oil, whatever that your diva drops on your hair, on your scalp, in your hair, whatever at night, then that would be fantastic, because you're stimulating the hair, the follicles, you're stimulating the hair growth. You are, your hair is not just, your scalp is just not, stifled. Your hair is not stifled. So, and then when it comes to like styles, like a sewing, things that you can, if you cannot keep them in, but no longer than say a month and a half is pushing it, then you'll be doing well. Like you'll be doing pretty good. So anywho, I am wrapping this up. We are now 35 minutes. If you have any other questions, definitely DM me or respond to one of these posts on IG or on YouTube, and we'll go from there. Please like, comment, and share. Like I said on the previous post, I believe I'll try to come on. Sorry, I'm so thirsty. I'll try to come on. Oh, it's like it's that church candy. Matter of fact, you know what? Somebody did give me this from church. That's good. I don't really eat candy. I love sweets, but I'm not a candy person. I'm not that person that keeps candy around all the time. But anyway, if you have any questions, reach out to me, DM, text me, what have you. If you're thinking you want to come in for a consultation, you're not quite sure. You're looking for a stylist, but you're not quite sure if we'd be a good fit. Come in for a consultation. What, I mean, you're going to lose a few dollars, but it's nothing like what you would spend if you came for a full service and you had to, So just do the consultation, get a feel for the environment, get a feel for me, or whatever stylist you get paired with. If you decide, hey, I want to be with you and you only, put that in your comments on StyleSeat or Vigaro, whatever you book with. If you text me, make sure you make that known in the comments. In your text message so that I know what you know, but you might be a person, I don't care, I see my hair done, whatever. And that is all. So I am going to log off. It has been super fun. I'm super excited that this was the first day of live Respect the Business on the Diva Styles platform on IG. This is probably about our 20th episode on YouTube Live. But I look forward to seeing you all next week. I will try to, like I said, come up with a date and a specific day and time that we will be meeting each week so that you can go ahead and tell your customers, tell your clients, tell your friends and your family members so that we can all come together collectively, respectfully, and we can talk about the different topics that we're broaching here on Diva Styles TV. Respect the business. If you have any topics that you want to cover, anything that has come up in the salon space or the barber shop or the nail salon, anything that has come up with you booking people or having correspondence with the public or with potential customers, situations that have arisen with you and clients, and you want to talk about that and dissect that and figure out what could have been done differently in those situations, how you can move forward and be more successful in those situations, let's talk about it. If you don't want to talk about it on social media, feel free to reach out to me privately. And if you don't mind me bringing it up on social media, let me know. So if you would rather not, then let me know that as well. I'll just make it a general post. I was so happy to meet with you all today. I look forward to seeing you again next week. And I'll try to be in touch with you all throughout the week. So have a fantastic Tuesday night. Oh my gosh, I can't believe the time. Let me get home, y'all. Bye. Mm-mm. 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 Okay, I keep forgetting to turn this off.